Let's move on to another topic here. I'd like to talk about the Barack Obama administration. He's been in office like almost 2 years. And how do you feel about how things have moved along with the new administration?
So far, nothing's been. To me, there's no direction, and he's thinning himself out. Spending a lot of money on a lot of things that we can't. We're already so far in debt that, and the way it looks for the Democrats now, being a Democrat Republican thing, it doesn't look good. I mean, they they've had their 2 years to do something with the economy, and they're not going to give them a chance. Not
Yeah,
going to
it
give them
seems
another
like
two
the
years.
economy hasn't really improved very much. I mean, we're still near, like, what, 10% unemployment. And
It's probably worse than that.
yeah, that's just a statistic,
On
right, by the
record.
federal government. But what do you think of the health care thing?
Well, that's not going to kick in till what, 4 years?
I think it's
Few
2014. Yeah.
years? I don't know. That would all depend on. They have to wait and see. How that works, how that pans out with people. Everybody's saying, "Oh well, there's too many long lines to wait for medical treatment, this and that and the other." But you just have to wait and see how it pans out. I mean, this is the United States. This is not Canada. They always bring up Canada, other countries.
You know, they're talking about like socialized medicine, right?
Socialized medicine doesn't work.
Yeah, you always hear that about England and different countries in Europe, and right.
It's just a matter of, okay. He has a bill there, his health care bill. They passed it. At least it's something to work with.
Right.
I mean, what did Bush give us to work with the health care? All he was for was the rich.
Well, I guess, if it covers everybody, it's got to be some type
Yeah.
of improvement. I don't.
Or anybody for that matter. Before was just for the rich privatized insurance companies. So it's not working that way. It's not working the way it is.
Well, what do you think of the administration as far as foreign policy? As far as what's going on in Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, China, North Korea?
I don't like he's too much of a globalist. He has too much of a global agenda. We need factories here, we need jobs here. And from what I understand, he's too much to spread our wealth all over. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. That's not. We fought for this country, and this is our country. Sure, we help people, but why should everybody get a piece of a whole entire piece of what we fought for?
I think so. Some of it's definitely not his fault. I mean, Bush put us in Iraq.
Yeah.
We should never been in Iraq. The only thing good that came out of Iraq was Saddam Hussein and his policies and his administration are gone. As far as we should have stayed on Afghanistan from day one. We probably could have had that done by now, and we wouldn't be in the predicament we are with Afghanistan. As far as Iran's concerned, we definitely got to keep the pressure on them, because I can't see them with nuclear weapons as far as Israel's concerned, and our security too.
But all you really needed was a surgical strike on Iraq. If you saw weapons of mass destruction, we have the technology to detect them. We can see them. Okay, so they pop up. So you have a surgical strike. You get rid of them. That's all they were doing since the Gulf War anyway.
We had them boxed in as far as the no-fly zones and everything. They weren't going to do anything.
Yeah.
We should have never got involved with that.
43 cents out of every dollar to pay for Iraq, and now we're in this predicament. Well, now we have to resort to legalizing medical marijuana. People don't want it legal. Well, guess what? That's the route we have to take now because of the predicament we're in. I don't want my kids smoking marijuana. I wouldn't want my kids. I'm not.
Right.
I don't advocate that.
Right.
I don't use it. I'm not a user, but for medical reasons, yeah.
I mean, as far as Afghanistan's concerned and Bin Laden, I just hope that's the whole issue there. It's not that we're just, trying to rebuild Afghanistan and everything. I hope it's just we're going after the terrorists, the Taliban, and then we're going to get out of there. Because I don't see, we don't need to be bogged down 10 years in Afghanistan, that's for sure.
Well, he's definitely not in Afghanistan anymore. Bin Laden was definitely allowed to escape into Pakistan, and his former CIA members were
Right.
on TV exposing this on the Discovery, that they were
Right.
told by Bush that they said, we have him, we can line the border with the military, we can get him. No.
I heard they were
They
real
don't-
close to getting him, and they just called it off or whatever.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's just crazy. I don't understand it.
I think it has something to do with our dealings with Saudi Arabia, with the oil family, Bin Laden family. It's once again back to money, big corporations, and that's what's behind the whole thing. Unfortunately, that's not the whole agenda of the war, but that is one of them.
What do you think of the upcoming election? It seems like Republicans are going to probably regain the House. They might regain the Senate. And what do you think of the Tea Party movement?
I believe, from what I understand about the Tea Party, is that they are neither Republican nor Democrat. Am I right or wrong?
It seems like they lean more towards the Republican agenda, like, no spending, this conservative ideas. But I think there's like a lot of people who are definitely fed up with the Republican Democratic system.
Yeah, and I'm one of them. And if they win the House again, it's just going to be the same business as usual. And business as usual has been going on too long, and it's going to cause this country to implode economically.
Well, the problem's going to be is if the Republicans take over Congress, then it's going to be either Obama's going to move to the center and we're going to get some things accomplished, or he's just going to stay to the left and we're not going to get things accomplished. So then it's going to be like the last 2 years of like say Ronald Reagan's administration or George Bush's an 8-year presidency where nothing absolutely gets done at all.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good for Obama, because as far as his re-election bid, something's going to have to get done in the next 2 years. So I don't know what's going to happen, but somebody's going to have to compromise one way or the other.
What they need to do is, like I always said, put all their good ideas together, which we all know that's never going to happen, because you've got the Republican right-wing extremists, you've got your left-wing extremists, and they're never going to agree. They don't even agree when you get a guy in there that's a lame duck. I mean, look how the last 4 years Bush was a lame duck, but yet every Republican I spoke to, they stuck up for him to the bitter end, and it's the same with the Democrats on the left side. It's as long as you have it that way, you can get an independent party in there, sure, but
you think there's enough people out there that are really fed up with the system that an independent party will achieve its goals? Think so?
Probably within the next 10 years.
Within the 10 years?
Because people are really ready to step up. Well, they should have done that 30 years ago, but, they're ready to step up and start, hey, what's going on here, man?
Well, obviously, when things get really bad, the situation we're in with the economy, and we got these wars going on and everything, people are totally fed up with what's going on in Washington.
And now, they're putting out this hype about that we're due for another terrorist attack, November to January, that the government's putting out these warnings, and why? Because November's coming. Is there a political agenda involved? You see what I'm saying? Why are you coming out with this in November?
Could be that.
Is it a real warning? Is it legit, or is it just political agenda again? Too many of these things are used for political agendas.
What do you think of the illegal immigration problem?
Yeah, it's definite. I'll tell you what really peeves me is this bill that may get introduced before the Obama administration, about illegal immigrants having a right to claim our Social Security benefits that we paid into. Okay, if you're an illegal immigrant and you've been here for 20 years, you're legal, and you've had a job and you've paid into it, all right, maybe I'll make an exception. You paid into it. You're still illegal. You still shouldn't be here. But people that illegals and their families having a right to collect. I mean, they haven't given my parents a raise in 2 years. They're on Social Security. They're cutting the benefits on Social Security, and now they want to give it to illegal immigrants.
It's crazy.
Give us the raise.
Right.
It's bad enough already. People that live on a fixed income. I mean, this is why people are getting upset. I mean, what's going on here? What's next? What's next? You know, and.
Well, then you got the federal government suing Arizona, and it's just a real mess. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess they're trying to do some security down there, but they really need to like crack down on that whole situation.
And you know what gets me? I love flying, but every time I take an airplane, you know, sometimes the TSA are nice people. Sometimes they can be really harassing, abusive of their power kind of people. Harassing my 92-year-old father to hurry up and, you know, empty his pockets. And,
That's crazy.
You know, is this why my father fought in World War II? So some person can abuse their power and for the TSA, and then they won't even block the border?
Right.
What kind of hypocrisy do we have?
I know.
What is
it's just nuts.
It's a joke.
It is.